Becoming a professional editor, the dream job that allows you to work from anywhere, anytime you want while making great money. But to get there, you need a roadmap. When I started editing, I did what everyone told me to do. I bought Premiere Pro and I watched all the tutorials I could find. But after 8 months, I still couldn't land a client. And then I realized I learned the wrong things. There is a completely different roadmap that separates editors who get hired from editors who struggle forever. And it has nothing to do with how many effects you know or how fast you can edit. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact roadmap that took me from making nothing to 5K a month. Here's the thing. If you follow the traditional YouTube editing advice, you will spend the next year perfecting skills that clients don't even care about. But by the end of this video, you will have a concrete action plan, and more importantly, you will understand why each step matters. This is the exact roadmap I used to land clients in weeks. The biggest mistake I see is editors treating their learning like it's never ending. They want to learn Premiere Pro at first, then After Effects, then color grading, then sound design, and the list goes on. But in reality, they never finish. Here's what the successful editors do differently. They pick one software, one niche, and they become great at it. You don't need to know everything to get hired. You need to know one thing better than the other 99% of editors in your niche. Think about it. A podcast editor doesn't need to do motion graphics, and a gaming editor doesn't need to know color grading. But here's what every single editor needs: the ability to understand exactly what the client wants and deliver just that. No less, no more. That's the mindset shift. You're not building a portfolio of skills. You're building a client's vision. Do you know what separates a $50 edit from a $1,000 edit? It's not the software, it's not the preset, and not even the skill. It's understanding the story. When you're watching a video, your brain doesn't care about the fancy effects. Your brain cares about one thing: why am I watching this? So before you even open the editing software, you need to understand: what's the hook? What's the story? What's the ending? I spent months obsessing over effects and transitions. I thought that those were the things that made an edit great, but one day, because of a tight deadline, I edited a video with almost no effects and transitions, just simple jump cuts. But the story was so good that that video outperformed every other video that I have done for that client. That's when I realized a great story covers all of your technical mistakes, but great technique can't cover a bad story. So before you jump into your next edit, spend time on understanding the story, and only then open the editing software. This is where most editors screw up. They want to be versatile. They take on projects from all of the niches, and they get okay in all of them, but they don't get great in any of them. Here's what the successful editors do. They pick one niche and go deep. And I don't mean pick forever. What I mean is pick one for a few months and be the guy known for that. Here's why this matters. When someone needs a YouTube video edited, they look around and find hundreds of generalist editors. They don't know who to pick. But if you're known as the guy who edits explainer videos for education channels, you will be picked. Being specific is key. So the question is, which niche has clients with money? Which has repeatable work? And which one do you actually enjoy? For me, it was finance videos. Specific niche, clients with budgets, repeatable workflow. But the niche doesn't really matter. The commitment does. Pick one and go deep. After a few months, if you want to switch, you can. But truly master one before moving on to a new one. Okay, this one's going to trigger some people. Everyone says, build a portfolio, that's how you get clients. And sure, a portfolio does matter. But here's what nobody tells you. The portfolio is the last thing that gets you hired. Here's the actual order: trust, specificity, process, portfolio. Most people skip straight to number 4 and wonder, why can't I get a client? So instead of spending 6 months perfecting a portfolio, spend that time building a system. A system means you have templates for the type of work you do. You know how long each project takes. You know the workflow so well that you could do it even with your eyes closed. Here's how to build your own system step by step. First, set up a folder structure. Name sequences logically. Create color labels for your cuts. This takes 2 hours but saves you a lot of time going down the road. Then create templates for your niche. If you edit YouTube videos, create a master sequence with your color grade, audio levels and transitions already placed. After that, practice your system. Edit 5 projects using your system exactly the same way each time. After all of this work, you're consistent, you're fast, and most importantly, you're hireable. The best portfolio is a satisfied client who refers you to his friends, and they only become satisfied if you deliver on time every time. The system does that, but the portfolio can't. So build your system first, and trust me, the portfolio will follow. Everyone glorifies speed. But speed is not a skill. Speed is a byproduct of a good system. Here's what actually matters: quality per hour. A slow editor who delivers perfect edits all the time will always beat the editor who has to do 5 revisions in every project. When I started working for clients, I tried to race through projects, but every single time I would miss something. Mismatching colors, an awkward transition, and when the revisions came, I needed to redo the work. And suddenly, I wasn't faster, I was slower. Here's what I changed. I stopped trying to be fast. Instead, I tried being right. I would edit one section, then I would rewatch it. I waited 30 seconds and rewatched it again. I would ask, does this serve the story? Was this system slower? Yes. But did I also receive fewer revisions? Also yes. And you know what? Once you get a good system, speed will come naturally. So here's the thing that separates the editor who gets $100 a project from the editor who gets $1,000 for the same thing. And I didn't realize this until I was 2 years into editing. It's not your editing skills. The client doesn't hire you for your editing. They hire you because they trust you to make them look good. That's it. Think about it. When you hire someone, you don't care if they use Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve. You don't care about the effects and the transitions. You want an editor who doesn't need babysitting. A guy who understands your vision without needing to explain every single detail. They want the final video to make them look professional. They want someone who always delivers on time and someone who is easy to work with. That's the real product. The editing is just a delivery method. The clients who make real money focus on client relations. They ask questions upfront. They deliver a rough cut for early feedback. They explain their creative choices. They make revisions quickly, without resentment. They build relationships, not just transactional work. Before you even open the timeline, you need to call your client. Ask them, what's their goal? Who's their audience? What feeling should they have after watching? Then you edit with that in mind and not with what looks the coolest. When you deliver, you send a specific message like, I made this choice because of this reason. Let me know if you want me to adjust editing. And suddenly, you're a partner. And partners make more money. If you want to apply this, which you should, here's how your next 90 days should look like. Days 1 to 14 is setup and niche selection. Pick your niche, set up your folder structure, and create your templates. That's it. Don't even edit anything yet. Days 15 to 45 is building your system. Edit 3 to 5 projects in your niche. Use the same system every time. Time yourself and watch what slows you down and then fix it. Days 46 to 75 is building your credibility. Do a free project for creators you respect. Try your best and then ask for permission to use them in your portfolio. Days 76 to 90 is the most exciting part, landing your first client. Reach out to 20 people in your niche and show them your portfolio. Offer slightly below market rate for your first 2 to 3 paid projects. Here it's important to deliver perfectly. After day 90, you have a proven system, paid clients, a portfolio and momentum. You're not rich, but you are a professional editor.